It is unlike anything ever seen in human history. No city has ever come close to one side of this structure, not to mention being stacked 1,500 miles high. So what I'm getting at there is it says it's a city. It doesn't just say that it's a country, where there's like wide open spaces. It calls it a city. So that seems significant. And it is huge. And and by the way, it's volumetric space. It's not just flat plane space like we're used to. We live on this surface of the planet. But this thing seems to have, volumetric space. So you got to think in cubic miles. Nobody thinks in cubic miles. Who would think about anything in that way? But that's the way you have to think about this. So the space afforded in New Jerusalem will be about 3.4 billion cubic miles. We don't know the population that will live within the holy city, but even at an average rural population density, the New Jerusalem could comfortably house more than the entire human population that has ever lived on earth with room to spare, and could be filled with hundreds of trillions of people at a more modern urban population density. So for that first number, I calculated it, but I live in East Texas, and we're kind of a more rural place, small towns, some cities, but small towns largely. And so the population density is low, usually, a number of acres per person, something like that. And so on that number, you can get billions of people into this holy city. But if you go to the population density of like Tokyo or New York, it is hundreds of trillions of people that you could fit in this kind of space. If you're assuming that, the cubic, that volumetric space. So it is immense. Okay. At the immense scale of 1,500 miles per side, if its construction were attempted under the known laws of physics, the New Jerusalem could not maintain a cubic shape using any materials known to science. The sheer mass would generate gravitational forces comparable to a small moon. I mean, it really is the size of a planetoid, a small moon, inevitably compelling the structure towards spherical equilibrium as its outer portions collapse inward. As far as we understand physics, that's why planets are spherical, is because gravity pulls everything towards a center point, So this New Jerusalem is more than big enough for that to happen. We see much smaller spheroid structures in space than what we're seeing in this New Jerusalem. So it definitely would be compelled, I guess you could say, to be spheroid.